All right, today is lesson 22, equal group problems with fractions. A little joke for you, 6 out of 5 people have difficulty with fractions. If you don't get the joke, come see me later. We're going to have some word problems with fractions and a number, and we're going to have to solve it. So for example 1, it says 2/3 of 12 musicians play guitars. How many of the musicians play guitars? Well, remember that in math, the word of means to multiply. So we're going to multiply 2/3 times 12. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to multiply by the top. So we're going to go 12 times 2, give me 24. And then we're going to divide by the bottom. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So, how many musicians play guitars? 8 musicians. Now, let's think about, would it matter if I divided first or multiplied first? Well, let's try it. So I could have went, so 2/3 times 12. I could divide by the bottom. Okay, I get 4, and then multiply by the top. I'm still going to get 8 musicians. It shouldn't matter. My suggestion is go with whatever's easiest. If you know one problem over the other, like the 12 times 2 or 12 divided by 3, do that one first. So example 2. Corey has finished 3/4 of the 28 problems on the assignment. How many problems has Corey finished? So 3/4 of, which means to multiply, 28. So here I look, and 3 times 28 seems like it's going to be a harder problem. So I'm going to do 28 divided by 4 to start. 28 divided by 4 is 7, and then we're going to multiply by the top to get 21 problems. If you like to work with smaller numbers, you're going to want to divide first. Because by dividing, we're breaking down our numbers. Now, if it's not going to become an even number when we divide, then you might want to multiply. But it should. So my suggestion would be to divide first so that we can work with smaller numbers. Example 3. How much money is 3/5 of $3? We're going to do 3/5 times $3. This one's a little trickier because we don't have anything that's going to work out real well. Okay, I'm going to put my decimal point in here just to make it easier so I remember that we're talking about dollars. On this one, I'm actually going to multiply by the top first and then divide, just because 3 divided by 5 is kind of tricky. So I'll start with the 3 times 3, so that's now $9. Okay, showing my work there. Now I'm going to divide by 5. The first thing I should do, since I have a decimal point when I'm dividing, is bring that decimal point straight up. So this is just going to jump right up here, put it there. Okay, 5 goes into 9 one time. Do my subtraction, we have 4. Drop my 0. Okay, 5 goes into 40 8 times. Okay, gotta drop this 0 all the way down here. And 5 goes into 0 times. Remember, it's important to bring that extra 0 up because we need 2 decimal places because we're talking about dollars and cents. So my answer should be $1.80. Well, how can I check that? Think about how you might want to check that. Well, if 3 parts of the whole is $1.80, and the whole is $3, that's 5 parts. Well, let's divide that 180 by 3. Bring my decimal point up. Okay, I'm going to get 60 cents here. Okay, I multiply that 60 cents times 5. Okay, and we'll talk about this more later, but how many numbers are behind the decimal point, that's how many numbers in your problem, that's how many there are in your answer. So our decimal point will go here, that's $3, and that matches what we were talking about. Okay, remember, it's always good to somehow check your work. I'm not asking you to show it very often, but it's a good way to think about it. What number is 3/4 of 100? Now, most of you can probably do this mentally, but I need you to show work to prove that you can do it. Okay? Let's use a different color here. 3/4 times 100. We can do 100 divided by 4. So you get 25. Whoa. Okay, and then multiply by the top, I get 75. No label needed because it's just asking what number. Okay? So remember, if at all possible, try to divide first, because it's easier to divide first, get smaller numbers, and then multiply. Okay? We like working with smaller numbers. That's a good thing. Okay? So divide by the bottom, multiply by the top. Example 5, it says, what percent of a whole circle is 1/5 of a circle? Looking at percents. Well, we know a whole circle is 100%. Okay? So basically, we're looking at 1/5 of 100, because that 100 represents our whole circle. Okay? So divide by the bottom. We got 20. We're going to multiply it by the top. We have a 1, so it's going to stay the same. So for letter A, what percent of a whole circle is 1/5 of a circle? 20%. Now it says for B, what percent of a whole circle is 3/5 of a circle? So I'm just going to switch this to a 3 here, and my division is going to be the same. So now I just need to multiply 20 by 3, and I will get 60%. Okay. So just remember, when we're talking about a whole, it's 100%. Once again, you're going to need to do the practice set, and then we'll go over it later. Just a helpful hint, remember, divide by the bottom, multiply by the top.